So when I open up the Fitbit app, this is my home screen, and I'll kind of go through everything that's here in a bit. But for starters, this is my profile. So obviously that's me. And when I click on my name, it tells me like the average steps that I take per day. I have my profile pictures and my cover pictures, so it's downtown San Diego. And then so it shows my location because I think that's just for like GPS purposes. So when you track your walks and stuff, it'll like automatically know that you're in San Francisco. And then when I click on personal, this is just kind of a little bit about me. So what I want them to call me, any usernames, and then like you can always just edit your name if you want. This is my location. If I want to share my fitness goals, I could. Like I can just like tell people a little bit about me if we friend each other on Fitbit. And then my birthday, my sex, my height, my weight, and then my average steps per day. And then it'll tell you the date that you had joined Fitbit. And then badges and trophies, you'll collect these over time as you continue through your fitness journey. I've done a lot, so I've got a lot of badges. This one I thought particularly was really cool because I've walked so much ever since I got my Fitbit that I have walked the length of the Sahara Desert, which is approximately 3,000 miles. So I thought that was really cool. Another thing is groups. This is kind of like you making friends on Fitbit and you guys like motivate each other to stay active and stuff like that. And then guided programs, that's if you are Fitbit Premium. I did this once and it was okay, but I don't expect you to do this just because like I don't expect you to do push-up training or HIIT training, running, stuff like that. So it does have like dietary challenges, but that's completely up to you. And then these are just my friends. I only have Zoe. I had her so I could like track her progress too and stuff like that. And then you can always add friends by clicking that red button. And then you could find them through Facebook, email, username, however it may be. All right. And then, so this is Fitbit Premium. I have Fitbit Premium until next month. I stopped doing it only because like I didn't really find any benefits from doing it. And then this is if you want to create a family account, like if your kids have a Fitbit, you guys can all track each other and see each other's progress. This is your device, so we're going to go through a lot of this here too because this stuff is super convenient. So again, I'm under here under account and I click your Inspire HR. So we're going to click on that clock looking button. It says clock faces. And this is kind of where you get to customize the way your Fitbit looks on your wrist. So this is the one that I like because it shows me all my stats. I'm a very like stat savvy person. So I love seeing like what time it is, how many steps I've taken so far, my heart rate, how many calories I've burned, how many miles I've walked, such like that. So this is mine, but you're going to click at the top where it says all clocks, and then you'll see all the faces that you can choose from. And I'm pretty sure yours probably is just like a basic one, maybe even this one. But I really like my stats heavy one, but here are all the possible clock faces. So this one is just my favorite. I'm going to go back. And then another one is apps. So this is basically like the way that your Fitbit communicates. First, these are like apps within Fitbit, and then these are apps that you can select to have like on your Fitbit. So if you wanted a timer on there, it'll be on your Fitbit. Most likely these are already on your Fitbit. I think this is just a way to design what you do and do not want in it. But it's always good to have all of them on there because you're going to end up using them. And if you don't want them, you can always take them off of your Fitbit. And then this is kind of like a user manual of how to use Fitbit. I mean, if you really wanted to sit down and read through it, I mean, look, it's already taking a while to load. But that's kind of what this is for. Update tracker, I do have an update. I'm like, what's it called? I'm late on an update, so I have to update it soon. But I'm actually charging my Fitbit right now because I haven't charged it in a while and I can't update it until you charge it. Here it'll tell you what wrist you are wearing your Fitbit, and because I'm right-handed, I wear mine on the non-dominant side. So we'll go back. Silent alarms, I have a 7 a.m. alarm just to kind of get me up in the morning, or like a reminder that I need to leave for work. So you can actually set your own silent alarm, and then you could tell them when to repeat it. You can set multiple alarms a day. So when you set an alarm, this is like a daily thing, right? Or you can even like customize it to repeat whatever days that you need to repeat it. So if you have anything important that's going to happen, for example, like on Monday, you can create a silent alarm and just tell your Fitbit like it's at 7 in the morning, and then your Fitbit will vibrate for a good while. And then, for example, mine is at 7. It'll vibrate at 7 a.m. and then 8 minutes later as a reminder to make sure I did what I needed to at 7 a.m. And then this one is your reminders to move. So right underneath where it says notifications. Actually, no, I skipped notifications. So let's go to notifications. This is what allows you to see calls, text messages, calendar events. But then if you see underneath all those ones, it says app notifications. If you click that, these are all the apps that you allow your Fitbit to notify you on. So notice I have FaceTime on. So if someone FaceTimes me, I'll get the notification on my Fitbit. If I want to know like traffic, like ETA to get home, I have the maps on. So every time I get in my car tells me, hey, like it's 19 minutes to get home. That'll also pop up on my Fitbit. Instead of pulling out my phone, I could see like how long it would take me to get home. The Microsoft Outlet, I get emails on there. And then when someone Snapchats me, I get that on my Fitbit too. Okay. And then you'll just customize that once you have like apps that you want to get notifications with. I'm actually going to see if they have one for Gmail. They do. So I'm going to turn that one on. Okay, next one is reminders to move. So like how I had previously mentioned, reminders to move is about, like, remember how I told you 10 minutes before the hour? If you have not stepped 250 steps, it'll remind you 10 minutes before. So you have 10 minutes to step your 250 steps in that hour. I have mine for every day. So every day it reminds me 10 minutes before the hour starting at 9 a.m. So if 9:50 a.m. comes around and I haven't stepped my 250 steps, it'll buzz me. So I have mine starting at 9 a.m. and ending at 8 p.m. But you can start yours later in the day or end it earlier in the day. Like you can customize what time you want to start it and what time you want to end it. We'll go back. Main goal. So these are like, basically when I hit my step goal, it's gonna do like a little celebration for me. So when I hit my 18,000 steps per day, it'll do like a little fireworks show for me. But if you care more about like hitting your calories burned per day, that's when it'll do like the little celebration for you. I prefer steps just because like it reminds me to move. Even though calories burned is a good one too, you can only do one at a time. So I prefer to have steps. And then exercise shortcuts. This one is how you log it through your Fitbit. So if I'm out for a run, I'm going to go outside and like start stretching. And then once I want to do my run, I'll actually turn this on. When I want to do my run, let's see. Cool. I like started on my Fitbit. So these ones, walk, bike, weights, run, circuit training, and interval training. Those ones are all like the ones that I can track directly from my Fitbit without having to go onto my phone, onto the app to track it. And it's super convenient because especially when you do bike, run, and walk, it'll track it GPS wise. And so when you're done with your walk or run or whatever, you can go back, reload it, and then it'll show you the exact route that you took during that exercise. And then this is just to sync your Fitbit. So if you need to like add in any walks or stuff, it'll just like sync it. So it's all downloaded onto your app. So that's basically everything here under Inspire HR. Super important stuff, very like stuff that you might need during your whole process. So we'll go back to account. And then all of here, there's like a lot going on here too. So we're going to go to goals right here and then daily activity. So my goals is to step 18,000 steps, to walk and or run 5 miles, to burn 2,000 calories a day, and be active for 60 minutes a day. And then the hourly activity goal, that's like how many, like that's like your 250 steps per hour. I want to do that for 11 hours a day. So this is just how I customize it. In order to customize yours, just click on it and then put in the number that you want as a daily goal for yourself. Don't worry about the calories burned for right now, at least not for yourself, because we're going to figure out how to do that once you wear your Fitbit for 24 hours straight. But active minutes for you, I would definitely recommend like 30 to 45 minutes. But if you can go more than that, that'd be even better. Um, and then as far as exercise, these are the ones that like your Fitbit will automatically detect after doing it for 10 to 15 minutes. So for example, if I don't like go into my Fitbit and manually log my walk or run, after 10 minutes, if I'm still walking, it'll recognize it and then it'll start tracking it. Only thing is, if you do auto recognize, it's not gonna GPS track it. GPS track is only when you start it from your Fitbit. But it's super convenient. And then you see how where it says walk 10 minutes or longer, you can actually like do walk longer than and then customize like how many minutes. But those are like what you can customize. This one right here is my weekly exercise goal. So my goal is to exercise 6 days a week, even if that is like a small walk. So I would for you like customize maybe 4 days or 5 days. If you want to do 7 days, that's great too. So we'll go back to nutrition and weight. And this is another like goal-based thing. So for water, I have a goal of 64 ounces. Food, I have a goal of eating 1,300 calories a day. That's when I was cutting. So right now I'm at like maybe 1,500, 1,600 calories. That is just my goal food intake. My goal at the time was to lose weight. But that's kind of not the goal anymore. So I gotta go back and update all this. But you can definitely put your own weight in here, like the goal weight that you want to be at, you know, just like really customize this and make it your own. Sleep. My goal is to sleep about 7 to 8 hours a night. But lately that hasn't really been happening. They have like auto recognize typically the time that I'll fall asleep or wake up. And down here is a reminder to go to sleep. So at 11 o'clock every night, my Fitbit will tell me, hey, it's time to start like winding down and go to sleep. Sleep insights, those are really, really nice. It's basically like a breakdown of how your sleep went the night before. So it'll tell you like the percentage of how long you were in REM sleep. And REM sleep stands for rapid eye movement. And that's just the best time that your brain essentially gets to rest, recover, and then also kind of like help you retain memories from yesterday. So people who do not typically have good REM sleep, they will most likely not retain good information from the day before. So for example, students who's like stay up all night long and they barely get like an hour or two of sleep before their exam, they're most likely not going to retain as much information the next day for their exam because they did not accurately sleep for I would say like more than 6 hours and they did not get good REM sleep. But anyways, that's just a good little thing to track because then you can really see how you're doing with your sleep. Maybe even like set goals for yourself. When I worked at Ross, that's when I noticed I was getting like average 3 to 4 hours of sleep. And so now I'm like happy I don't work there anymore.